Welcome everyone to the next video in the netFLEX Ride-Along series. My name is Tim Massey and I'm the Senior Director of the netFLEX Sales Engineering Team. And today we're going to talk about the Discover, Analyze, and Assure package. The DAA package takes alarms and PM from all the different network element types and combines them into one single pane of glass and makes them actionable. So it allows you to automate troubleshooting of reactive problems that occurred in the network and use the performance monitoring data to proactively identify troubles in the network before they occur. In the previous video, we discussed how netFLEX communicates directly to every single network element and discovers in real time all of the cards, facilities, cross connects, and the network topology itself. And that allows pictures to be drawn of the equipment and how all the different cards are fibered together. So if we look at the logical view, you can see, how the different cards are fibered together and all that's discovered. With DAA, we can actually troubleshoot this in an automated fashion by going to the circuit analysis tool. Now this is going to show a picture of the circuit from A all the way to Z, and in real time it's going to go out and gather various data points and pass-fail each one of those along the way. So you can see we're going from an ADVA to a Sienna, now I'm in a Nokia 1830, then a Fujitsu, and it continues on down the line. And the great thing about netFLEX is that we do make everything look and feel the same way. So if I back up here to the Sienna, for example, you can see that we've got a port that's in service. I have a loss of signal alarm. My light levels are being reported and they're actually green, which means they passed the threshold test. Light level down here is in red because it failed the threshold test. So that this transponder only view that we're looking at is only showing the layer 1 portion of the circuit, but if I wanted to look at the full circuit, I can change this to full circuit. And now I'm going to see every single card in every single node, again from A all the way to Z, and I'm going to run those same CAT tests on every single facility that I can. So there's the ADVA, but if I move over here to that same Sienna fixed grid node, we're going into the filter shelf, the WSS, and the line module, and gathering different data points there. Now this CAT functionality exists for all the next-gen equipment that's out there, so DCI boxes, DWDMs, but we also do CAT on legacy stuff. So if you have Sonnet network or SDH network that's still out there, CAT functionality works there as well. So this is a DMX that's checking the port state, checking the cross connects, the alarm state, and the performance monitoring. We've done time studies in the past and identified that on average it takes technicians about 25 minutes to isolate a problem using command line or various EMSs to determine where the problem is. That's before they make a dispatch. Any type of corrective action has taken place. We've gone back to that same group, and after we implemented CAT, and that troubleshooting duration was reduced down to about 2 minutes on average. So we're saving 23 minutes on every single trouble that comes into that NOC environment simply by implementing the multi-vendor circuit analysis tool. Now we do go out every single night and we pull PM from every single one of these nodes, and that allows me to immediately show a historical 45 days worth of PM. So if I hover over this, you can see we've got the optical power on that interface, the inbound and outbound frames, any errors that occurred, and all those different days combined. Now proactively, we're doing this daily, but we're also analyzing this data and looking for trends over time. So for example, light levels down here at the bottom, we've got a -11 inbound on the OTS for weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden that -11 drops to -14. So what caused that power level to drop? netFLEX is going to identify that. It's going to create a trending alarm to bring that to your attention. Another proactive thing is, we'll actually trigger off of this functionality or alarms and some other triggers that'll make that CAT functionality, it'll run in the background and it'll produce results out here on the work list screen. So you can see we've got POWR, that stands for Proactive Optical Wavelength Restoration. That's our different POWR work lists. These POWR new ones are teed up and ready to be tested. Basically, CAT will run in the background. It's going to determine where that trouble is, whether it's a receiver that's bad, a transmitter that's bad, a light level that's just out of spec, or just taking errors, anything like that. And it's going to give you that suggested action here in the output. This work list can also be used to track specific things like chronics. We can uncheck what we don't want to view and only look at the chronic list, and any issue that's going on in the network we can add to the chronic work list, and netFLEX is going to pull PM every single hour and give you a trend over time and tell you whether that's getting better or getting worse or staying the same. And it automates that isolation or that identification of chronic problems that are in the network. Of course, we have alarm lists like anybody else would. So right here, I'm filtering for those trend alarms. But if I take that off and I click search, I'm going to get every alarm from every single network element all in the same list. So whether it's a netconf yang box, an SNMP box, a TL1 box, it doesn't matter. All of those get reported to the same list. And then users can click on these and acknowledge them and add notes to them and then filter them. And this data is stored for about 45 days by default. That time can be extended as well. So you have an alarm history that's easily searchable just by changing the option here to all. And then you get the dates that come up, or if it was a specific time period, I can choose more options there and I can drill down to the start and actual hour if I wanted to of when that outage occurred. Of course, we do other things like database backups of every single network element. We do software downloads to every single network element. A lot of other functionality that we won't cover in this video here, but one other thing that I do want to point out is our Swagger interface, the APIs, the circuit analysis tool, that POWR functionality, those are available through the API. So if you think about an external system communicating to netFLEX, they don't have to understand, what's a good light level, what's a bad light level, but they'll get a JSON response that looks like this, and it'll actually say pass or fail. And that's really what that external system needs to know about. So netFLEX is doing the heavy lifting, and the external system is just looking for things that are pass or fail. That quickly covers some of the features of the netFLEX Discover, Analyze, and Assure package. I hope you can see how much we can speed up the troubleshooting process for all different types of circuits, legacy and next generation, with the circuit analysis tool and some of the other features that we have. If you'd like to learn more, click on the link below to set up a demo. Thank you for watching.